Our next guest wants to have the Thursday before the Easter weekend to be officially declared Comedy for Kidneys Thursday. Mark Matthews is the host that night, with 5 other comedians joining him on the Greg Frewin Theatre stage. Mark, have you filled out the requisite paperwork with the Canadian government for that designation?
To make Thursday's Comedy for Kidneys.
It's a mouthful.
I did it online, so God knows I have no clue what I'm doing with a computer at my age. So it might be Comedy for Kidneys Thursday. It could be something totally different. But thank you for having me on the show. Yes, Greg Morton is coming.
Greg Morton, amazing, amazing. The number of impressions that guy can do and just string them one after the other.
And then he'll come out with stuff you've never heard before because he just does that. I mean, he did wonderfully on AGT, one of the finalists there. For years, he's been touring in every venue across the United States and Canada and around the world. The interesting part is that many of these people who are on the show have been my friends for many years. So I don't look at Greg in the same light, but when you take his bio or you get his agent's information coming in, you're going, oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, he did that.
He's from St. Thomas? Is that where
Woodstock area.
Woodstock.
Yeah.
How do you get that kind of talent?
You work your tail off to be that. Yeah, he worked like I said, he worked the clubs back in the old days at Yuck Yucks in Maple Leaf Village, you know, and a bunch of your audience going, oh yeah, I remember that.
You have some local talent on the list this year too?
Yeah, Katie is she's our up and coming talent. I pick somebody every year that I've seen. Maybe they've been doing it a couple of years. But that list includes in the past K. Trevor Wilson, who ended up on Letterkenny.
Yep.
Jason Allen, who's now nationally touring headliner. It's not like I'm brilliant. It's just I see these folks and I go, I really like what they do. And we put them in that spot where they're kind of the up-and-coming comic. The other one is Ryan Sim. And I've been watching Ryan for a couple of years, and he's just developed into such a solid act, a little off, like a little 5 past midnight off, but wonderfully funny. And then Paul Haywood.
He's here pretty much every year.
He is, because Paul was good friends with Rodney, and he's always been good friends of ours, myself and Dino Fazio. And Paul he'll call every year and say, I'll just come out and help you sell tickets. He'll help in any way. But he's so funny, and he sent me a message months ago, and I said, absolutely, come back. And Evan Carter went out of his way to say, I would love to do the show again. That's what the show is. Rodney, it's a memorial for Rodney. It's in his memory that we raise the money for local dialysis centers. But really, Rodney loved doing stand-up. And I was telling a friend that what we love as comics most, it's not what we do out front. It's that self-assurance that you're funny and connecting with an audience and getting that back is all very important to all of us shallow comedians. But what you have backstage, that camaraderie, that fun, that understanding of your humor is what comics miss. And that's what Rodney loved.
And that's part of what I want to talk to you about too, because what I see in the stand-up comedy world is this willingness to work together, to come together, not just for a cause, but to support each other in a venue like the Greg Frewin Theatre for something like Comedy for Kidneys.
Yeah, and it's nice that you see that, because there definitely is the other side. It's a cutthroat, well, if I get the gig over you, then too bad. But that's the nature of the entertainment business, with a finite amount of places to perform and an infinite number of performers. But in our little world there, it really is just 5, 6 people hanging out for the night and just having a good time. That's what Rodney would have had fun. I'm sure if Rodney was, around now, he'd go, why are you still doing this?
Yeah.
It's almost, this is 17. Technically, if you take COVID out, we've been doing this almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years. How much have you raised over that time?
About $8. It hasn't been successful. No, I think we're over 150,000 now. But see, there's the thing. We don't charge $100 a ticket. The tickets are reasonably priced. They're in the $20 to $30 range, because the whole idea was we never wanted to make it out of reach. I want people to go and see a show with headliners on it, and a great show that's been, made to give you a variety of stand-up.
And tickets are going fast, I hear.
Yeah,
this might be your biggest one yet?
Yeah, if there's wood or something under there. But they are selling faster than they have in years past. So that's a wonderful feeling.
Really quickly, can you talk a little bit about your sponsors?
Sponsors are, well, first and foremost, the top two would be the Greg Frewin Theatre, because Greg and his people help us every year with that theater. Rose City Chrysler, Nick and Julie Sebastian are just, they're so in the background, they don't want the recognition, but I just said your names anyway. They donate every year in a big way, not just money, but production things. Nick helps me put together so much stuff, because I do work for him too, but that's not the reason. He does it because he cares. And the rest of the sponsors, you can go to gregfrewintheatre.com, and the links are there. You'll see all of our sponsors.
And that's where you get the tickets as well. Mark, thanks for coming.
gregfrewintheatre.com, gregfrewintheatre.com, Greg Frewin Theatre. Go now. Blow up the website. How's that?
Perfect.
I really appreciate all you guys do too, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.